Another season finale.
Oh, how sad are we?
Yeah, it's got really good, isn't it, in the last couple of episodes?
God,
well, I mean, it's been good all the way through,
so
but it's
good.
really picked up the pace.
Wow.
Sharp Objects episode 8, my God, entitled Milk. I thought the opening credits...
Did we work out what the milk meant?
I felt the milk was a play on the word... Obviously, the milk of your mother, but the milk of this particular mother isn't the milk that we think it is.
Yeah, it's the mother's milk.
It's the mother's milk coming through the jar of pestle and mortar weirdness. Anyway, I thought the opening of this episode was very David Lynchian. It was very uneasy. I thought it was incredibly creepy, that whole opening scene around the dining table with the sister and that.
With the sister absolutely out of her head.
I thought the sister played that like the best I've seen in any weird horror film or I mean, because David Lynchian horror is about the horror of suburbia and the horror that lies underneath the sort of almost, held together sort of serenity of suburban net curtains and neatly picket fences. And if you think about it, this household, there's suppression in this household. And then the father has that edge to him where he instructs her to sit down.
I know.
Which was just horrible.
And nothing's resolved about the father.
Nothing's resolved about
Except
the father.
we know he's an evil
bastard.
Well,
apart from also he sat there and talked with great ebullience about the killing fluid and how in Missouri they were importing it from some other country and the needle and all that kind of stuff. And then the daughter, this incredibly rich scene that I might just go back to and watch again and again. The sister was dressed as Persephone, the queen of the underworld, working for Hades. And there was Amy, I keep wanting to call her Amy Winehouse, I don't know why, Amy Adams' character, just sat there, kind of belonging but not belonging, attached but not attached, connected but not connected. Didn't you find that? I really felt that thing of how you often wonder why, traditionally in these scenes you'd think, just run, get out.
Oh my God, we were so desperate to get out. But of course, what's happened to her, because at the end of the previous episode, we see her coming to that realisation that her mother murdered her sister, her beloved sister. So what happens is she walks into this house, she sees everything is clear now, and she sees her sister drugged up, and all those feelings for the sibling she loved comes up. She couldn't protect her other sister. Her other sister died at the hands of her mother. So when it looks like she's going to take her daughter up and poison her again, the younger sister, she takes over in a fit of sort of almost lioness like what's the word?
Protection,
and collapses to the floor as in a case of do it to me, leave my sister.
I didn't know if it was like that. Was that what it...
That's what it came across to me.
I wondered whether she was... I couldn't work out whether she was genuinely poisoned by the food. No. She was acting when she got upstairs. Yeah.
She was acting.
But she was sacrificing herself. Then.
Milk. She drank a glass of milk at the table. She never drinks anything other than alcohol.
There you go. Did she drink a glass of milk?
Yes.
Oh, well, there you go.
There's
the detail.
She's got a glass of milk.
So she was poisoned.
She was poisoned by the milk. That's why it's called milk.
I thought it was a very dramatic way to rescue her sister.
That's
she was
what I
essentially
thought. Because now she
herself.
couldn't. Because she came in there with all the horror of the understanding that our other sister had been murdered by a wicked mother, and she hadn't been able to save her.
No. So I saw that as she was genuinely poisoned. Her mother poisoned her. And the father.
She acted up on it. Mama. She was doing that to distract her from her sister.
I think that kicked in. But what a way to sacrifice it. It ties in with her self-harming. We never got any clearer on who's marked all the markings on the
on her back.
Yeah, on her back. Yeah.
Come on.
And then, of course, you've got the sister again. The sister. I'm going to look up whilst... the sister saying, I want cake. I want cake. What about that?
Oh, it was that druggy.
It was so but she was just sitting there with a sort of milky sheen over her
But what she was
skin.
saying was, I don't want to go upstairs and be poisoned again. I wanted cake. She was like a little girl. She looks back at sister, I wanted cake.
Eliza Scanlon.
Please give her every award available.
Remarkable
actress.
Performance.
Patricia Clarkson.
The mother. The most chilling individual I've ever...
Oh my God, when she takes her upstairs, takes Amy Adams upstairs and just gently undresses her and the phone drops on the floor and you know she's going to take the phone and she's going to hide the phone.
I know, and she says, let yourself be looked after.
You never did that. And now we know why she hated her, because she was the daughter that wouldn't let her. Oh my God,
There was a really
brilliant.
odd moment in it, and I like these kind of moments where she was having a sort of flashback / was it real moment where she was putting her finger into the fan. Do you remember as a child? You assume on the edit that her finger went in and it jammed and it hurt. And then there was a clever scene where you suddenly cut really hard to the sheriff, where his ritual of waking up on time had fallen apart. The clocks hadn't gone off, his wife wasn't up. There'd been a power cut of some form. And I tell you what that reminded me of. I don't want to get too kind of film studies on this, but it reminded me of that play we saw, Jerusalem, where I felt throughout this episode there was a beating, sinister drum of something other. Not supernatural exactly, but there was something else in this. And I think that gives us such a rich flavour, this series. It was kind of like there was something haunting. So they were all stopped in their tracks by something. And so he was rushing off kind of late. He had to go to the police station to interview John, who was the prime suspect at this point. And then there was that great scene in the barbers, where the sheriff was in the barbers and the stepfather comes in. And there's real tension, crackling tension between the two of them. We don't get any clearer we're none the wiser really on what's happened between the sheriff and...
The sheriff definitely has sex with the mother.
Okay, you didn't have to put it so bluntly. Right. Wow.
And the great scene when, my stomach was in knots, my heart was pounding, when Amy Adams' character says to her sister, "Go out and tell them that I'm hurt, tell them that Mummy did this." And that's right in the beginning, isn't it? And we think she's gone. Oh my God, we think she's gone and she's going to be saved.
Yeah, but then the stepfather intercepts her and insists that she goes upstairs and has her cake.
Oh my God,
Have your cake and eat it. But there was a really powerful scene, really frustrating. I thought Amy Adams played it brilliantly. This desire to escape, but inability to escape. Didn't you think?
Because she was so
drugged.
And then when the other sister comes in and says, "Don't try and walk. You can crawl, but you can't walk."
Oh, don't! It's just so.
Because she'd done this multiple times, she'd been poisoned like that.
Did you have any compassion for the mum as she told Amy her story of her own childhood? Do you remember that? She was in the bath and she was telling the story of herself.
Except I couldn't hear because it was mumbling what her mother had said to her when she got back. What had the mother said to her when she got back from the hours and hours of walk?
Can't remember. But
anyone, please leave in the comment below because the subtitles weren't working.
But do you remember when
What did the mother say her mother had said to her?
Yeah. And there was a chilling moment in that dialogue where she says to Amy, "Of my 3 girls, you're the most like me."
Yes. Finally.
Who the sheriff also says. The sheriff also says she likes attention. They like attention. She's like a mum. She likes attention.
Yeah, but that's not true. She doesn't like attention. That's just
Amy
what her mother used to say about her.
Amy Adams does like attention. Look at the way she's a bit of a flibbity-gibbet around town with all the men. She does like attention.
No, that's what's said about abused children when they're just when
I'm not
because she's
saying
probably no I know you're not saying that, but that probably, and it's a good point, that probably comes from years of her trying to reach out or say things, and the mother always saying she likes attention, so that everyone would dismiss whatever she was saying. So the grown woman dresses in black, keeps herself quiet, slinks into a place, drinks quietly, has learnt to shut up. So...
Do you know what I felt, though, at the beginning of part 3? At the beginning of part 3, they found the pliers covered in blood at the house, didn't they? There were the flashing blue lights.
Oh, you've jumped ahead.
Sorry, no, but there were the flashing blue lights, and then the editor runs through the door. I just want to... Yeah, I am jumping ahead because
before that, Amy Adams is now lying on the floor, and she is dying. There is no doubt about it. We thought she was dying.
Yeah.
We knew she wasn't doing the second series.
The detective had just been and hadn't got in, and that didn't look promising.
And she was slipping into what we've heard lots of times death is like. She's going to meet her younger sister, all of that. And then the flashing blue light on the ceiling brings her round, doesn't it?
It does.
And then the ex-boyfriend and the editor run in, which was a bit...
I'm going to have to say something here. I thought the way it was resolved was really weak.
Really weak. It's like, oh no, they're doing a quick stitch up at the end. I hate this. This is why I always hate endings.
Yeah, and I agree. But I thought the editor running through and sort of literally rushing to her head when he had hang on a minute. He's been terminally ill, we thought, with cancer.
Yeah, didn't work.
He's geographically very distant from this place. He's been very happy talking to her on the phone, and then suddenly he's rushing through the door like
she hasn't called, and you know she's an alcoholic. Sorry.
Yeah.
Bad.
Didn't work.
Bad.
And also, the detective having been just a moment before, he wouldn't have come back quite so quickly. He would have persisted
Well, no, he
on
would.
the first.
No, because they showed us he was very suspicious of the man, and then he saw her car, and there's no way out of there without the car. So he knew she was in there. He knew he was
Here's
lying.
my thinking on what may have happened. We've heard on the grapevine that Amy Adams has found this the most challenging part of her career. And it's drained her, and she's, I think, discounted the possibility of a second series. I'm sorry. Keeping you up. And I think that they decide that this information came to them late in production, and they thought, shit, we're going to have to wrap this up. We can't leave lots of teasers and lots of threads. We're going to have to... It felt like something that was rapidly wrapped up.
Yeah, it did.
It really did. Because there were so many... The unanswerables aren't going to be answered anymore.
But I was so bloody relieved. You know what was really funny? I was so relieved because I was so worried this was going to be one of those series where everything was left ambiguous. And I was so chuffed that we got all these answers that I was going, just ignore that it's really... sort of blanket stitch, isn't it?
But of all the moments and in the entire series where they needed a bit more pace earlier on in the series, they sort of had a surplus of pace at the end, which they needed to kind of look at the whole thing and sort of distribute it elsewhere. So they find the pliers. Mum is quite rapidly dealt with. Quick montage. She's in prison. They visit. Amma goes to live with... So
fast. This is all in the last 6 minutes.
Amma goes to live with... spoiler all over this, by the way. Amma goes to live with Camille. And we even get a rapidly drawn sort of life returns to normality within this new sort of context where, she makes a new friend, the younger sister. A very, very clever moment where Amy Adams is drawn to the doll's house that's come with them.
But first, just before that, can anyone clear up for us what the call mum meant on the girl's, the side of her hand?
She knew she was being bullied by the girl up next to her. She was asking Amy Adams to call her mum. She'd written it, call my mum. Your sister's a psychopath.
Oh, she had written call my mum?
Yes, call mum. That's why her mum came to the door.
No, that's not... No, because Amy Adams would have called the mum. I thought that there was something that the girl made her write. Amma made her write.
No, I saw it as a scream for help from the black girl. I saw it as a scream for help.
Please tell us, because it's driving me nuts.
I saw that as a scream for help. I thought she must have written it there and she was trying to draw Amy's attention.
No, because she was really jolly, chatting away.
Well, the next scene, she's dead.
Spoiler.
Next scene, she's dead.
Well, yeah, the mum popped round, said, do you know where she is?
Exactly.
Did you know they had an argument? She said no.
Unless, the suggestion is that Amy is sort of seeing the future and getting a sense of the future.
I think that we know that somehow with the girls that died. Was there something written on their hand?
Do you think Amma wrote it then?
Yeah, because Amma looked at it and looked at Amy Adams in like a... Oh my God, the final
Anyway, can I
scene.
just say, there was a moment where she went to the doll's house and I thought that scene was really chilling. Do you remember the ivory floor? God. You've seen nothing yet. What about the bathroom floor in the doll's house?
You see why the girl's so messed up.
Yes.
Because that's where all the poisoning and all the abuse went on and...
And all the horror of actually taking tusks out. But they've also taken the teeth out. And do you want to reveal what's in the doll's house?
The floor is made of the dead girl's teeth.
That is dark and twisted. That's about as dark and twisted as it gets. That was like Silence of the Lambs on acid.
And then,
she looks up.
After the credits...
You have to watch... if you've watched our review, you can't watch anything.
Who is the person
One of our subscribers said stick with the credit roll.
Oh my God, and we did, otherwise we wouldn't have.
No.
So thank you so much. We're not going to say what, because we'll leave a last spoiler. But oh my God, after the credits, you were right. Fantastic.
Yeah, brilliant. But
so thanks for being with us through this journey. We've really enjoyed it. We've loved reading the comments, haven't we? And when we miss stuff out and you tell us, we get so excited.
You've helped us sort of fill in the missing pieces of the puzzle. New series, lots of new series coming up. Wanderlust is one that we're going to look at on BBC One.
We're going to be reviewing
a couple of others coming
Tony Collette, we love Tony.
Of course, Ozark is due in 2 days.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
No! Yeah. Oh, that's going to be so good. Join us for that. Watch the first episode and go through with us for this.
Go back to season 1 if you haven't seen it.
We love to chat with you guys about it.
We will do them episode by episode, even though they're all landing in one big block. But what was I going to say? Every time I say Ozark when we're in an intimate moment, she has the same response. It's quite good.
Guys, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you know when we are about. Because the important thing is, we quite often do just sort of random lives.
Yeah,
And if you haven't got the
tele-edits.
notification bell hit, you won't know that we're doing a live.
We like to do some mainstream telly shite sometimes, which is why we'll do the occasional reality show. Plug into the nation.
Yay, see you guys. Bye.